How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. When we first bought the property, we thought we had a spring right here in the back. We thought there was a spring right in there, and we used a skid loader around the little building there and kind of leveled this out. Well, since then it all dried up. That was our first. When we thought, we knew that there was some type of spring on the property because we had an older lady said they had a spring house on this property and they would get their water here all the time. And we thought it was right here because the ground was so wet. Well, since then it dried up and we kind of thought maybe we screwed up. Maybe we moved that spring around. But surprisingly, I've been here a while now and I've been able to walk over the property. And I think I might have found our spring. So let's take a little ride. So I've been riding this path about every day. I've been coming down in here and getting some water. And getting it wore in there pretty good. We have a lot of moisture on the property. There's a lot of wet spots, but there's only a couple that I've found so far that the water is coming out of. About 10 degrees cooler over here than it is by the house in the shop. It stays real cool with this big canopy. Okay, the first one is here about midway down the hill. I found this. If you guys remember when we did the video on the Flashback Friday when we first got the property, we walked over in here and we found a old metal drum. Well, I think that might have had something to do with this cistern coming out of here. So I come down in here. Actually, I came from the bottom and I found an old 55-gallon drum that was beat up, rusted to pieces. Then I found this up in here. Now, this is really wet here. We found this old pipe here coming out of this hole. Right there, that old rusted up piece here. This thing here, this is an old steel pipe and it was over in here. And I found that pipe was the first one I found. You could see it going down over the hill. It's going down that way. And it's heading right towards the old rusty barrel. And there was a couple old rusty barrels down in there. And it comes up, goes under the ground, and it goes into this bank. As you can see, right here, the pipe is. It's right there. Right there. It's going right into that bank. Now, the other side of it, I don't see any water coming out of it. I don't know if it's plugged or what. I know the ground is really wet here, and it stays wet. Since I've been here, it's never dried up. So, that is one of the springs. I think we would have to get in here and do some work to actually get into it, but it goes back in there and I don't know what's back in there, and I'm a little worried about digging the spring up because I know you can screw them up and I don't want to screw them up. So that's one place, and I think I'm pretty sure that down in there would have been where the spring house was. Right in this area right here. I'm almost 100%. So we're going to go on down to the bottom of the hill. And I'm going to show you another one that produces a lot of water. So let's take a ride on down here. Now this is my fence line. I'm actually riding right on my side of the fence line. And this spring is about, I'd say it's 5 feet off my property on the other guy's property. Now I'm going to have a talk with him. Let me get this thing shut off. I'm going to have a talk with him and ask him if it's okay if I get water here and maybe fix it up to where we can get water. And of course I won't destroy anything. But my post, my property line, one of them posts are right there. You can see it's marked. And I did throw a couple steps in here just to step on to get down here and get water. And my other property line marker is straight through there. It's straight up through there. And right there is the spring. So the gentleman that owns this bit of property here is a very nice guy. And I don't think he'll have an issue with it. So I'm going to ask him if it's okay. Now you can see this puddle of water right here. This is beautiful, clean, crystal clear water. You can actually see in the bottom of it. So it's draining out here, and you can see how wet the ground is all around this, and it goes right on down through here and down. You can see all the way down through there. Let's see if I can show you. There's water all the way down through there. So, and it never stops. Since I found it, it's never stopped, and we haven't had any water for a long time. So no rain for a while. But the ground's soaked, and that puddle is probably, it's deep enough. I've been putting a milk jug down in there getting water for the tomatoes. That's good water for the tomatoes. So hopefully we can ask him and see if he minds if we get this thing set up to where it's coming out of a pipe into a big old barrel. Which would be pretty cool. Now, I hear some frogs down in here. I'm sure the frogs love this. Now the deer have been coming in and out here drinking out of this already. And you can see how they got the path tore up over that hill. They got a big old path tore up. So they're actually coming down in here and drinking water. So that is the spring. Now, I could dig down up a little further and get it on my property, because the water is coming from up that way. I probably could dig just on the other side and get down to that water and have it on my property, but I would rather ask and pipe it right there, and he can use it too. We both can use it. I mean, the water's free and it comes out all the time. So this is crazy. Look at the stones in here. You would think the house, like the spring house, was down in here, but it wasn't. This is all stone from, I'm gonna say, up by my house. I'm thinking there was a farm up there at one time, and they took all the stone off of it on the top of the ground and brought it down here and threw it. This is probably 10 feet deep, nothing but stone. I like looking at the stone, it's pretty cool. There's a big pile right there too that's over here. Now this, like I said, this is all on my property. You can build some nice walls and stuff out of that, I'm sure. There's got to be 50 tons right there. Nothing but clean stone. Some of them stone actually look like they were cut, but I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's a good looking stone. There's a bunch of old mason jars up through there too on the upper side. I don't mind the rocks. I hate when they throw the garbage. So, like I said, we're going to talk to the gentleman that owns that property and see if he minds if we tap into that spring and get some water out of it. So that's the springs. I know the one spring up on the hill, I think we can tap it with no problem. But this one down here, I think is producing a whole lot more water than the one up on the hill. But I'm not sure because I haven't really dug it out. But it would be really nice to have that spring water on the property. I don't like to water any of my garden with city water. I usually either use rainwater or I use spring water. That's the best way to do it. I don't think them chemicals are good on your garden. Mine seems to grow a lot better when I'm using spring water or pond water or rainwater. So tell me what you think about the two springs. Which one should I tap? The one's just off my property. The other one is on my property. One that's off my property looks like it's got a lot more water in it. And the one that's on my property has a lot less, I think. Like I said, we haven't dug it up. We don't know what's in there. But I'm not really... I don't have a lot of knowledge on just how to dig this thing up. And without moving it. I think it's easy to move a spring. I think you can, if you break something loose, it's going to follow another path. And I'm not sure if I can get a backhoe in there, or do I need to hand dig it, or how we want to go about tapping into that spring. So if you would, in the comments below, let me know what you think about the two springs. What should I do? What's your idea on tapping that spring? Let me know what you think. So I would like to tell everyone thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment if you'd like. And until next time.